Hello, everyone, and welcome to Homeschooling with Hira. This is our second session of the Spelling Rules workshop, and the topic for today is long vowels and their alternatives. So, I welcome you once again. It's the English Spelling Rules workshop, which I'm conducting from the 8th of the July to this 22nd of the July. You all can watch these videos, but for the paid members, we have two special online session live sessions on Zoom, as well as they get a chance to join my live classes with kids. I hope you have already watched yesterday's video, or if you haven't, so please check the description box. The link is given there. That was a foundation video for the spelling rules course. And now, without any further ado, let's dive in. Right? So let's talk about the first alternative that I teach my students if they are coming for spelling classes only. Okay, I'm not talking about the phonics. I'm talking about if a child is coming to you for the spelling rules course, how should you begin? Start with the shy I and Tuffy Y rule. This is a story card that I have created. I have created some other story cards as well for all the rules. I will be sharing them with you shortly. But right now, what is the story of shy I Tuffy Y? That if letter I stands at the end of English words, it gets shy. It doesn't want to stand at the end. For example, in the word I, my, we have the sound I, but I doesn't want to stand here. So his best friend Tuffy Y comes to help him and says that no worries if you don't want to stand at the end of English words to say your sound. I can stand at your place and can make your sound. So if you hear the I sound at the end of English words, write it with letter Y because I is shy. Okay, so if you give this rule at the beginning, you can easily move to a I spelling, a OI spelling, that what are the alternatives. You will see these things in a bit, but let's see a few words for shy I Tuffy Y rule. I, my. Can you see I is hiding behind Y? So the sound will be I, but we'll write it with Y. My, buy, shy, cry, fry. Don't forget, I is shy to stand at the end of English words. Right? Now, once this rule is given, you can introduce the AI, AY spelling. Actually, if you have taught them phonics, they already know that AI is the long A sound. It's the time to give them the alternative spelling, that is AY, which we use at the end of English words. Now, how will you give this to children? Let's have a look. You can ask children to write words like rain, main, jail, plane, and then suddenly say play, clay, day. Since they don't know anything about a Y existence, so they will write play, clay, and day with the same AI spelling. This is the time when you will help them recall that do you remember I is shy and it doesn't like to stand at the end of English words? So we will write a sound at the end of English words with a Y, and then help them change the spelling of play to play, clay to clay, and day to day. Right? So this is an easy peasy technique to give the first alternative. Remember that in this video we are covering the spelling rules mostly for the level 1 kids, but I will give you the advanced alternatives of these vowels side by side. The techniques that I'll be teaching here are mostly suitable for level 1 students because they are kiddos and they like stuff like this, stories and jingles and things. So our first alternative is given. Now let's see some advanced patterns for the long A spelling. Suppose you have got a child who is a 6th grader, okay, or who is a 3rd grader even. So you cannot stick onto AI and AY alternative. You need to quickly take him to the other alternatives of long vowel A sound. So after AIAY, you should give him the EA saying the long A sound. And we luckily have only 9 words in which EA make the long A sound. The words are stake, break, great, tear, bear, pair, wear, swear, and yay. So you can easily make this word list, stick it in your classroom, repeat these words again and again, and they will get it. Some other techniques are also here to help kids memorize these words. One of them is by making silly sentences. For example, the bears swear that they won't eat any more pears, right? For tear and wear, you can also make sentences like don't tear the new shirt that you wear. Okay, so any funny thing like this can help children to memorize the concepts or the spellings easily. So now we have given our kids the EA spelling. It's time to go for the open syllable. Open syllable is easy to teach. I'll send you a video shortly, or maybe in the live class I'll also demonstrate that how to teach open syllable with activity based learning. But here you can see that if letter A is at the end of a syllable, it's saying its long sound. Data, day, data, ray, radio, stay, stadium. All these words have the long A sound, and there are many more words in which, if the vowel is at the open syllable position, it says its long sound. Any vowel, it's not only with A, any vowel will do this. Now we have the EI saying the A sound. A few words are here. Make their word list, practice them in different ways. Funny sentences, play some games like writing on the chits, hiding the words somewhere, and children will get them, find them. So, things like this will help you a lot in helping them memorize the words. So, the A spelling is in there, air, whale, wane, rain, and beige. A few words, they can be easily memorized, provided you give them some game based learning. Okay, then we have EYA as in they, obey, pray, gray, survey, convey, osprey. Osprey is the name of a bird. So EYA is also this gray spelling. Before I tell you anything else, this is the British gray spelling, and the American English gray is simply GRAY. Okay, in British English we write it with EY. Then we have EIGH, it is the A sound again, as in the word eight. Then the sound neigh, sleigh, wait, freight, and neighbor. How you will help kids memorize these spelling? You will say that EIGH together make the long A sound in some words. And the best thing is to give the example of number 8, because most of the children memorize the number spelling from 1 to 10 in their kindergarten. So if they know the spelling of number 8, say this is the A of 8. So if you want to write nay, it's the A of 8. In sleigh, we have the A of 8, and so on. In neighbor as well, we have the A of 8. This is also the British spelling of neighbor. We do not write U in the American spelling. Now we have the Magic A. I will have a complete video on the Magic patterns, because most of you ask me that how to tell kids that this is the magic U word. So here I'm just giving you some words, but not diving deep into how to teach them or how to differentiate them with the other spellings. Okay, you will find a complete video soon on this topic. Then we have some French words in which et say the long A sound, but these words are now the part of English. We commonly use them. For example, ballet, bouquet, crochet, buffet, cabaret, duvet, chalet, right? So again, list them. All of them are not so common in our everyday spoken English. You can go with a few of them. And once again, no rule. It's just that you can play some games, help kids to memorize these things, and they will do it for sure. Okay. So these were some advanced spellings of letter sound A, but after giving AIA, it's better that you switch on to OI and OY spelling, because they are related, right? We have the same pattern, shy, I and Tuffy, Y here. So if you have introduced OI in the 42 sounds of English, follow the same technique. Ask children to write some words like boil, coin, point, and then say boy, toy, and joy. If they don't know that OY exists, they might write OI, boy, and TOI, toy, and JOI, joy. You will find some of them smart enough that they will say that I doesn't stand at the end of English word. We think we should replace it with letter Y. It happens, right? If you teach spellings logically, children come up with reasoning. And this is an excellent approach. In some of my classes, I will invite you and show you that how children decode and reason for the different patterns in a spelling. It's amazing. Okay. So if kids don't get that these spellings are wrong, so you need to introduce them that you remember I is shy, so we cannot write it at the end of English words. So his friend Y will come to help, and the spelling will be BOY boy, TOY toy, and JOY joy. Right? Now we have the alternative spelling of long vowel E. E EE is the first spelling that we introduce in the 42 sounds to kids, and the first alternative of it is EA. There aren't any rules to differentiate the EE and EA spelling. However, some teachers have created some word lists that can help us. The first word list is of eat words. Here are the words that we can eat, like the word pea, like the word beans, like the word peach, okay, or meat. I have created these word list. You will get a video on this topic in the description box, and if you buy my spelling rules book for kids, you will find all these words with exercises as well. Then we have wet words, the words that are watery or wet, for example beach or tea. These are the words in which we have a water feeling. So you can make a list of this. If you want to get the list, it's in the description box and also in my book. Then we have classroom words, and I can claim that these are the lists which I have seen some teachers using. But this list is compiled by me because we have so many classroom words like read, teach, teacher, and we can simply relate some words, and this is the most effective list. They are also effective, but we have so many words in our daily use, daily conversation that are from the classroom words. And then we have some commonly used words which have the EA pattern. You can also teach them those. List is given in the description box. Next, we have the advanced spellings for the long E. Letter Y can say E at the end of long words. We will learn about this in detail when I'll tell you the sounds of Y, because Y has 4 sounds and we will have a complete video on that. Right now, I'm just giving you the alternatives of long E. So to see these words: funny, bunny, smiley, tiny, pony, lazy, baby. E is coming at the end. Why? Because these are 2-syllable words, and if a word is a long word or a disyllabic or multisyllabic word, Y comes as the long E sound at the end. Next, we have the IE spelling of long I, as in field, shield, brief, chief, grief, peace, pierce, achieve. For this, we do not have any rule, we only have some words list. Introduce this spelling to kids and tell them that IE say the long E sound as in the words these, and you can give dictation, help them practice these words with some games. We'll discuss about the games that can be applied on any spelling in some other video. Here I need to keep it short, otherwise the video will be so long, okay? Then we have the open syllable E as in even. This is the long E sound, and this is the open syllable even, evening, create. The syllable break is between CRE here and ATE8. So this is the open syllable. E is saying its long sound because this is at the end of syllable, and this is 8. This EA is not together. Create, it is also called the lion rule. If you want to learn about the lion rule, I will also teach you this, okay? When 2 vowels are together in different syllables. Then we have he, she, me. You can hear the E sound at the end of syllables. That's why it's the open syllable as well. We have EY spelling pattern, like in key, chimney, valley, honey, money. We have 3 word lists. The first word list is for the keywords. The other word list is for the knee words, NEY. And the third word list is for the lee words. This video is also available on my channel. I will link it in the description box, and I will also cover it in the upcoming sessions, okay? So if you want to check it now, check the description box. Otherwise, wait for the video in this course. Okay. Then we have the magic E pattern: theme, complete, delete, these, extreme. E is saying the long E sound. Now here is something amazing. I have written the magic E I pattern here in the long E spelling. This is the craziest thing about the letter I, that it is the rule breaker. It always breaks rule. As you can see here, that in the word magazine, we are writing I-N-E, that is the split digraph of I, but we are saying the long E sound. Magazine, een, machine, een, trampoline, nicotine, routine, vaccine, quarantine, marine, tangerine, and cuisine. All these I and E are saying the long E sound. These are a few words in which this happened. If you want to learn more about the weird pronunciation of this split digraph, it has 3 different pronunciation. You can refer to the description box or wait for the next video. Now we have IE and IGH. IE is the first I sound that we teach kids in the 42 sounds if we are teaching them according to Jolly Phonics. In some phonics schemes, they don't even teach IE as a long I sound. They simply say that we put an I after tie because I cannot stand at the end of English words. So this is the silent final E in many phonics scheme, but in Jolly Phonics, we have kept IE as a long I pattern. So it's up to you what you are following. If you are following Jolly Phonics, so this is I pattern. Okay, after this I, we will give IGH. So luckily, we have only 4 words in which we have IE at the end, as in tie, pie, die, and lie. Make some silly sentences, make pictures of these words, and it will be so easy for kids to memorize them. Then we have only 4 words in which IGH comes at the end in common words. I'm talking about some common words. Please don't come up with something that we have never heard of and it has IGH at the end, because we are learning this to teach kids. So we need to keep that level there. English has 2 million words and I don't know all of them, okay? And these conventions or rules are made if 96 to 98% words are following it. So if somebody comes up with a single word like you, that you said that English words don't end in you, but look at the word you is ending in you, or I is ending in I. So 2% are the exceptions. We should we should be we should consider them, right? So let's get back to IGH. These are the 4 common words in which we have IGH, I at the end of English words. Except for these, if you hear the I sound, we write it with IGH, but it is always followed by a letter T. If you are writing the I sound, but if you are writing the I sound in the middle of the words as well, remember IGH will only be followed by a letter T. You cannot write cried like this, saying that this is the I sound. IGH can never be followed by anything else than the letter T. Okay, so now see some examples. Tight, light, fight, right. Night, night, the other night. Bright, might. In these words, we have multisyllables, but see that IGH is followed by a T. Frightened, enlightened, brighten. IGHT like this, okay? Now for the alternative of I, we do not have many alternatives. Only a single I can say the long I sound at the open syllable position, like in item or Bible. Okay, so open syllable rule is here for the long I sound. And I before two consonants may say its long sound. For example, find and mild. This is called the find the gold rule or find and gold rule. You will get a complete video on this rule. That's why I have just given some glimpse over here. Look at this. I and find, or b I n d blind. This is the long I sound. So before two consonants, letter I may say its long sound, right? So these are the only alternatives of long I. It is the trickiest because it can say four different sounds. However, the alternatives of I are only a few. Now we have OA and OW. Children already know that OA can say the long O sound because this is in the 42 sounds. The first alternative of the long O is OW. Follow the same pattern. Start dictating kids some words like goat, boat, throat, and suddenly give them the spelling of slow, bow, and grow. Since they don't know that OW is also a spelling of long O, they will write slow, bow, and grow like this. And it's the time when you will introduce OW to them. You can simply say that if you hear O at the end of English words, write it with OW, or you can make up a story because the stories remain in their minds for a long. I am sharing a story from my book here. You can watch this, take some ideas, and also buy the book. The story of noisy O. You can see the pictures that O doesn't look much happy standing after O, but OW is fine enough, right? So just look at the pictures, the dialogues that they are having, and then check out the face of A. The pictures are here to show children that what's happening, why the spellings are being different. Now, here is another dialogue between O and A, and once A gets a chance to stand at the end of a word, it runs away because he cannot bear the shouting sound of O or the noisy O. Then O thinks that who can stand after me, and then he had a conversation with letter W, and here you go. So this is how OA and OW alternatives are made. And if your children can read simple stories, they can easily understand whatever it is written here. They can practice here. If I take you a little further, we have some more exercises that you will see when you will buy the book, and I believe you will find it worth it. I hope you enjoyed the story. I really would like to see your comments about this in the comments box. So please share your feedback with me. Now some advanced spellings for the long O sound. We have OEO, but luckily only a handful of words. To, do, ho, fo. And for this, I have created a very nice sentence, and I always um, recall it in my mind if I want to write the OE words. The sentence is, I hurt the toe of my door with a hoe, and now it is my foe. You will also get this sentence in the book, right? So, what is the sentence? I hurt the toe of my door with a hoe, and now it is my foe. Doe is an animal, hoe is a tool, and foe means animal. I hope that everybody knows the meaning of toe. Now, the second long O alternative is the open syllable, as in open, lotus, noble, solar, polar. Okay, so these are the open syllable O's, and here O is saying it that it's long sound. Then we have the magic key pattern: cone, bone, mole, pole, close. And like letter I, O can also say its long sound before two consonants, as in the word cold, gold, host, most. I hope you can hear the long O sound. I just exaggerate the sounds to make it clear to you. Otherwise, the words are cold, gold, host, most, uh, even post. Right? So we will have a complete video on the find and gold rule. I have already uploaded this on my channel, but if you want to go with the sequence, you will find it in sometimes in the upcoming videos. Now we have the UE and EW pattern. UE is the spelling that our kids already know because of the 42 sounds. So the first alternative of it is EW. There aren't any rules to differentiate the UE and EW spelling. To make it more challenging, letter U has two long sounds, U and U. And these two long sounds can be made by the UE spelling and EW spelling. First, listen to this, then I'll try to clear your concept about how kids will understand this. First, let's listen to the words. D, U, this is the U sound of U. Due, hue, cue, rescue, value, argue. Now the words are with the oo sound. Blue, glue, clue, rude. This is the magic E pattern, but saying the long oo sound, and dude. Okay? With EW, the U sound is new, news, few, and due, right? The U sound with EW is chew, brew, drew, grew, through, screw, right? Did you hear the difference between the sounds, U and U? And now, how to teach kids the same thing. When you are teaching the 42 sounds, and when you come at UEU after giving the first sound, give them a break, but do introduce the second sound of U right there. Tell them that try to read the words with both the sound and hear which sounds correct. Does this word sound correct if you say blue or blue, glue or glue? These are some common words, right? They have these words in their vocabulary, so they will understand this easily. Give them a logical or evidence based learning experience, and they will not find it difficult to absorb. Okay, if you simply ask them to cram the spelling, yes, then it is a task. But if logic is there, they can easily understand these concepts. Believe me, I do this all the time. Okay. Similarly, when you introduce the EW pattern, tell them, do you remember that U has two long sounds? So we have to go it like this. If they don't have these words in their vocabulary, you are the one who will teach them. Okay? So it's okay to teach new things. Give them the new words and tell them the pronunciation. Then we have golden nugget, which means something important or extra, that English words don't end in U. And when I say this, English words don't end U, people come up with the word you in the comment. And what is another word that they write? You and I don't know, it's just not coming to mind. U ends in U. So there can be 2% exceptions. Okay, so please bear with it. Let me give you the words that end in U. This is you itself. Another word, thou. This is classic English word. Now it is not used. A word like adieu, but this is not a pure English word. This is from French. Okay, so words like this are used in English, but yes, they are only 2%, hardly 2%. Okay, most of the words don't end in U. And with this is the end of our today's session. I hope that you found these things a bit clear. Remember that when you are introducing anything to your little babies, give them only one spelling pattern, make some stories, show them story cards. You will get the story cards shortly, maybe on my website or maybe with the book as well. But you can create your stories as well. Okay. And once the stories are given, you can easily give them the logic of spelling. If you are teaching higher grade students, so obviously we cannot stick on a single spelling pattern for a long. So keep giving them logics, keep giving them spelling lists, and there you go. To help kids memorize the words, the only thing is game based approach. They will memorize things anyway, but if you follow a game based approach, game based learning thing, this memorization process will be effortless, right? I hope that you enjoyed today's session as well. If yes, so please write it in the comment box. I might allow you for our today's live class with my student and will show you how to teach open syllable rule because I want to reward you if you are here with me to the end of the video. Thank you so much for your time. I'll see you in tomorrow's session. Have a nice day ahead. Goodbye.